hardworking is the donkey. Also very hardworking is our next guest, and he's on our weekly tech feature. This week we're talking about the Facebook conference and what Mark Zuckerberg says his vision is regarding privacy, as well as Apple's wearable products doing better than the company even expected. Now, tech expert and Stuff magazine publisher Toby Shapshak. Well, he's no donkey. He's quite an expert. Morning, Toby.
El burro, yes.
Yeah, the donkey. Well, let's go a little more high-tech than the donkey,
Yes,
shall we?
yes.
Let's talk about that. This is the May edition.
Yes,
Coming
just
out,
on
and
shelf
that's
this week.
on shelf this week. It's hot off the press. So let's start first with Mark Zuckerberg. I'm not sure if he's anyone's favorite person still, or is he?
No,
and privacy, I don't know, is that the last thing he should be talking about?
Yeah, and it's an interesting thing that that Facebook has pivoted in the Silicon Valley terminology towards privacy. And this, of course, the developer conferences is their expression of how they're going to do it. And there's 6 tenets. You know, we won't go into all the details of how they're going to do it, but this is going to be their new focus. They say, and Facebook's going to have a redesign. Instead of the blue color that we're so familiar with, it's going to be white. There's going to be more information about how you post stuff and how you share stuff and how you do privacy within it.
But you're not convinced.
Like the rest of the world, I'm deeply skeptical. I was supposed to be at the conference. I had to unfortunately cancel. But the mood of all of the coverage coming from it is deeply skeptical, because we've heard this all before, haven't we? I mean, last week, Facebook said it was bracing for anywhere between a $3 to $5 billion fine from the FTC for breaking the agreement they made in 2011, that they would warn their customers if there were further data breaches, which they subsequently haven't done. Some senators are demanding Zuckerberg be personally held responsible and that he be censured. So they're facing a couple of storm clouds. It's not looking, as positive as it did. But then again, Facebook has this enormous momentum. It's unlikely that everybody's going to suddenly stop using Facebook, especially around an election.
I mean,
right?
look, we have addicts out there. We have Facebook addicts, and they're stuck no matter what. and nobody wants to miss out on what's happening.
I mean, I personally think most of our addiction is like self-hatred and, you know...
Might as well just whip yourself.
Yes, yes. We all have emotional things that we punish ourselves with, or emotions that we go back to all the time.
Like watching a car crash, you can't help it.
Yeah. So
so you don't quite believe it. It's a matter of trust and winning that trust together.
I mean, it's
Mark Zuckerberg saying
what I've been trying since the beginning of the year to get off using WhatsApp, and it's just impossible.
Well, you're off Facebook, right?
I'm
you're
off
not on
Facebook.
and you said it's changed your life.
I have a Facebook account. I just don't have it on my phone.
Okay.
And I look at it very occasionally, and it's really fundamentally changed, hasn't it? That kind of streaming news feed.
Yeah.
You know, the value of that has become very low after all of these revelations about Russian internet trolls.
I feel very unsafe on Facebook. I do feel unsafe. I must tell you that.
That's a very interesting way of putting it, because that's how we should feel.
Yeah.
You know, there is a predator stealing our information. There's reasons it's called surveillance capitalism, and that really is it. You know, our likes and dislikes and our personal information, that has been usurped by big companies that want to use it to sell us advertising. How are they going to do that if everything is private? That's what I want to know. Yeah. How's Facebook going to make its money if it can't tell the advertisers?
What else will they be doing that we aren't able to see?
Exactly. So that kind of gives me a little bit of pause.
Well, that's Facebook. Apple, on the other hand, not doing too badly, saying products like the Apple Watch and AirPods doing so well that business, the business of wearables, has become as big as a Fortune 200 company.
Yes, I mean, that was what they were saying. I mean, it's quite interesting. I need to just pull up these figures because they're quite spectacular. Apple is saying that its revenue for wearables was $5 billion.
Wow.
That's wearables, homes, and accessories, right? So that's just in the first 3 months of this year,
already,
which is up from 3.9 billion. In the same period last year. So, I mean, it's a $5 billion company. Their wearables, the AirPods. I had the AirPods in my ear on the way here.
Are they any good?
They're fantastic, and they pair so well with the Apple devices, right? So, unlike most other EarPods, they have a chip in them, and the chip knows when it's in your ears. It knows when you take it out.
You see, that scares me too.
So, well,
I feel unsafe too.
No, I don't think so. I mean, it does useful things like if you take them out your ears, it pauses the music or the iPod, or if you put them in your ear, it knows that you're there. You know, when you use any other handset, Bluetooth handset with the phone, you always have to tell the phone, you know, that they're in your ears. Because they're made with Apple and they sync with the Apple device, or made by Apple, they know a bit more about you.
They speak each other's language,
and that's quite interesting. So we're talking about the Apple Watch and the EarPods, and I'm not so sure about the home speaker. It's got some very bad reviews. We haven't seen it in South Africa. But the Apple Watch is very interesting. I mean, it has ECG functionality, so it can really check your heart.
Wow.
And you know, if you have a heart attack or you have any kind of heart issues, the watch that you can see in the background, that will alert you. You can predetermine it, can send something to your doctor. You know, if you have heart issues, if you're an older patient or an older person and you have heart issues, it really can. So, you know, I'm curious about that heart functionality.
Okay, well, interesting. Okay, so that's where we're at when it comes to tech stuff. And there's Stuff magazine. It's on the shelves, the new edition, the May edition. Toby Shapshak, thank you very much. Insightful as always. We'll let you get back to your AirPods, get back in your car, get back to wherever you were heading. Let's check in with Annette at the Weather Centre.